Hello, welcome to my retirement roadmap. In this video series, we are discussing taxes in retirement. And just a little disclaimer again, this is meant to be educational. It is not individual advice. So this taxes in retirement, I had a long conversation with myself while I was preparing to record this information. And I made promises that I am not going to get down into the weeds, and I'm going to try to keep this very high level. Because the reality is that taxes in retirement, it can be really complex. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things to think about. And the irony here is, for example, when I transitioned from saving for retirement, I had a job saving for retirement. And when I retired, now withdrawing from my retirement savings to live on, it became very apparent to me that the taxes are very different in the scenarios, extremely different. And I know it's kind of a temptation to complain about this, the complexities in retirement, and really why aren't things simpler, etc. But the reality is, in my opinion, that we do have a lot of options. And how we handled our taxes in retirement, we do have a lot of options, and that kind of puts some. So it's good news, bad news. Just means we really need to be more aware of how things go in retirement as we withdraw money. So that's super important. This video series is really meant for people who are already retired or near retirement. That's the focus. And it's also most relevant for people who are 59 and a half or over. Now, that magic age of 59 and a half is when people can take money out of their tax-deferred qualified retirement accounts without a penalty. And that's important. Now, there are other options of withdrawing earlier, but that's out of scope for this conversation. So again, we're really targeting people in retirement, people who are 59 and a half or older. Also, when we're talking about taxes and in retirement, it's really kind of interesting because we have to look at this two different ways. One, we want to look at the big picture strategically over effectively the entire retirement. So for a lot of people, that kind of averages, let's say, 30 years. So we want to look at the upcoming 30 years when it comes to paying taxes in retirement. But then probably even more important is to focus on the current year. There's a lot that can happen as we look at the current year and how we can handle that. So again, I'm going to talk briefly about a lot of this stuff. I'm going to resist the temptation to get way into the weeds and all the details that can happen. This is really meant to be an overview. What else is particularly interesting for taxes in retirement is that when people retire, it's not like one size fits all when it comes to taxes, because people come to the table with different savings types. Okay, and we'll talk about those in the next video. We'll cover all that. But the people they come in different ways, and it's not like, oh, everybody needs to do it this way, because it becomes very specific to how those retirement savings, what types of accounts they're in. Thanks, and meet you on the next video.